Alright, so we soaked it overnight. A lot of rust is out. It's out. The rust is out. But I think the cylinders are really too pitted. But I think what we'll do now, we're going to pour a little bit of penetrating oil in the cylinders and let it set. We're going to get this motor freed up. We're going to try to anyway. And see what happens. I mean, get the pistons out. Might can run a hone down through them and clean them up a little bit. But like I said, I just like to hear it run. I just like to see it run. Jonathan's got me spoiled. I want to do a first start on something that's almost hopeless. So we're gonna see. We're gonna see what we can do. I mean, might not work, but we're gonna check it out and see. Just cause I just want to. So that's what we're gonna do. And clean this little bit up. Pour some penetrating oil in there and see what happens. So either it will or it won't. But we'll see if we can get it apart anyway. Alright. Alright, so I had some main caps in the trunk, but they didn't come off this motor. I don't know what they came off of, because this motor's got all the main caps and the rods still on it. The only things that have been taken off is the oil pan. So that's all complete. I don't know why they had bought a crank kit unless they knew it was knocking. Or maybe they thought because it was stuck they needed a crank kit, because the crank is what had it stuck. But generally the crank don't stick them. The rings sticking on rusty cylinders is what locks a motor up. So unless they already put the new crank in here, I hadn't looked at the old crank goods yet. I mean, if there was new bearings, I'll look at them new bearings that was in the pack there and see what's up. But we've got the top side pretty clean, and I think we're about ready to get it going. Alright. So these cylinders are cleaning up pretty well, but I know they're still going to be pitted. But we're going to try to unfreeze this, unstick this motor here. So we'll see what happens here when we try. I mean, don't know what's going to happen. Might be good, might not be good. But we're going to see what we can do. But, I mean, these cylinders look pretty daggone good. I mean, that one's pitted up pretty nice, or pretty bad. So, I mean, we'll see. Get these pistons out, maybe run a home through the block and see what's going on. But let's get it unstuck first. See what's happening. Now, I went online last night, and the gaskets aren't cheap. Head gaskets like 25 or 30 bucks. Oil pan gasket ain't bad, it's about 15. But the rings and bearings and all other crap is outrageously expensive. So we're gonna have to see about that. I hadn't looked at the bearings I got yet, so we'll do that. As far as points and rotor button and all, that's about typical for that kind of part. It's not cheap, but it ain't. I mean, it's like $5 for a set of points and $5 for a rotor button, or maybe a little bit more than that. The plugs are $2 a piece or whatever, so we'll see. Alright, so here's the bearings we got. Looks like all rod bearings. One, two, three, four. Yeah, it's rod bearings right there. I don't know what happened to the mains. They're not in my pan of parts. God, it's got muddy. All this rain we've been having. Yeah, I don't see no main bearings in here. Spotlight. That's a main bearing, but I don't know. That's an unused bearing. It looks pretty rough. So, looks like a used rod bearing right there. So I don't know what we got here. So, just have to go through what we got and see. Alright. Alright. Cylinder's coming pretty clean. I still don't think it's going to be anything usable, and I'm not going to put a whole bunch of money. I don't even know if I want to buy a head gasket, you know, $35. This would be a waste of money if it won't run. I did notice these cylinders got, the pistons are numbered, except for this number 5. It's got number 6 piston in it, and number 6, it's messed up so bad you can't read any numbers in it. But like that's 3/191. I don't see an overbore on it. I don't see standard on it. So I don't know. It measures out to 3 1/4 approximately. That's measuring it with a tape, which ain't the most accurate way to measure it, but I mean, the deck surface cleaned up pretty nice. If the valves weren't in there, or I believe I could clean it up a lot better than that. Which, I mean, the gasket don't go around exactly around the valve, so I could get it clean enough, I think, for a composition head gasket to seal. I've took a board and tried to hit it with a hammer on each one of the pistons to try to unstick them. So far it's been unsuccessful. I'm going to mix up a mix of PB Blast and transmission fluid, and I'm going to let this thing sit for a few days just to give it a chance. But like I said, if I can't unstick it, then it's definite a no. I'm going to look at my bearings close, my rod bearings that we found a while ago. I'm going to look at them close and see what they say on them. I mean, it's a mystery to me. It looks like, I'm sure the carbon could have got cleaned off the pistons with as much garbage as was in there. The moisture, you know, I don't know if you guys know or not, but water soaking on a carboned up piston will clean it up over time. So if that was that stuff was kind of moist and it's sitting on there, probably could have ate the carbon off of it. But the inside of the motor's awful clean, and there wasn't anything sitting on it to have cleaned it up. So, not quite ready to bust any caps loose yet on the rods or the mains. But it is kind of weird to have a set of caps in the trunk, set of main caps in the trunk. Don't know what they came off of. They look a little bit bigger than this. The crank, I just looked at it close. It kind of matches up to what's in here. I've got it soaking in PB Blast, trying to get some of that rust cut down, and then I'm gonna polish on it a little bit just to see what's up with that, and see if I see the markings that was on the crankshaft box. I think it was 20 and 30. 20 on the rods and 30 on the mains. I think that's what it said. I'll have to look back at the box and see. But other than that, it's just weird, I mean, I can understand the crank kit with the motor still being put together, but the main caps, that's kind of a mystery. And then, I still don't know. I hadn't counted my head bolts, see if I got all my head bolts or none of that crap yet. So, and then of course to see if they'll thread down in the block, because it kind of looks rough. I mean, like I said, this car's almost 80 years old, so I mean, I don't know. We'll have to see what's up, but anyhow, that's what we got. We're gonna make us up some solution to soaking these cylinders one more time, and maybe by some miracle the rings will unstick, and something will give. But at number 5 and number 6 look the worst of all of them. So we'll have to see. I mean, number 6 was full of water when I pulled the hood open the other day. Of course, it sat outside for a minute, but I mean, not enough to have rusted it like it was. This is moisture, condensation moisture over time, I think, that's done the damage on this thing. But like I said, we'll see what we can do. We ain't gonna put a whole bunch of money in it, but anyhow.